Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It has honestly been forever since we picked up this camera, but there's going to be a full update video kind of discussing why it's been so long since we've been away from the camera. Although, well, you guys probably haven't noticed because we've been really lax on posting the videos. We have videos to post, we just haven't had time to really get thumbnails and descriptions and all that stuff done and put it up. We do owe you guys an updated video on that. That will be coming shortly. I gotta get her to do it. We also gotta have free time together, so that kind of sucks too. But today you're gonna get a sneak peek at the garden. I'm pretty sure she did not record it when she planted it this year, but you guys are gonna get a little sneak peek at the garden. And today
we're trying to make the RC track that might actually be able to be used this year.
So if you guys tagged along last year for the garden videos, you guys saw that the track kind of got overran. Things grew a lot more than we wanted to, kind of got out of control of, supports and not really having great cages and stuff. This year, hopefully, we have done something a little bit different. So today is going to be the RC track version 2. And hopefully this year we get to use it a lot more. So we're going to knock it out. It should be hopefully fairly quick. All it is a little bit of rototilling. She's probably going to come behind with a rake or a shovel and kind of just move everything so there's berms along the sides of the RC track, kind of like there was last year, and we're just going to run through it. So stay tuned and watch us get the RC track done. Alright guys, so as you guys can tell, shirt change. We took a break, cooled off a little bit. I changed shirts because it was soft and wet and sweat. And then we've been doing fireworks and I'm sweating again. So, as you guys can kind of tell, the track is done. It's got to get watered. The berms on the edges got to get packed down a little bit more. But a little bit of water and kind of letting them just sit is going to really help out with that. Come back with a shovel or come through with our hands and just patting them down. It's going to help as well, but we got to water it first.
We're having an extremely dry year this year, so the ground is dry.
But I'm going to let her take you guys off the tripod and show you guys the track. And while she's showing you guys the track, you guys can get a peek at the garden.
So we did change up the layout a little bit this year. We changed out the layout of the garden a little bit. That's all the tomatoes. They are still kind of in the same spot, but the tomatoes are also in there. We're still working on the caging of the tomatoes because we don't want the same thing to happen as last year. But we kind of go around this loop. We did add in some blackberries in this corner. They're kind of hard to see. They're very small bushes. But you go around this corner, around the tomatoes. This is what we're adding to the tomatoes, but we have to get the rest of them. And then there's just flowers all through the center there. Come around and you'll loop. As you notice, there is not a trellis in this area. We had one last year, but we changed that up. Down there we've got some okra. They're kind of coming up, but they're still very small. Come around the loop. We got our sunflowers in this corner again. And then we're going to go underneath the trellis system, which we have put 3 of them in a row now as compared to last year. We got our cucumbers coming up, some of our melons and beans, watermelon, some more cucumbers. Those are the pickling ones. But you'll go all the way underneath. You can see our zucchini. I couldn't think of the name. Our zucchini plants are all along the fence this year. They're doing really well, and we got some corn growing. But then you'll come through the loop, and then you kind of finish just going straight here. So you're kind of going side by side with the loop that you went around here. But I like the layout this year, as long as we can keep these right here, the pesky tomatoes, in their place, we'll be okay. They were the biggest culprit last year. But hopefully with what we're doing, it'll actually work out. So that's our track. And a sneak peek at what's going on with the garden. And yes, we do have peppers. They're just all in the raised beds. Yeah. But yeah, we put all the peppers into the raised beds this year. We realized last year that these are just too tall to put tomatoes and tomatillos or anything tall into, even the okra. It was too hard to get to it. We had a random volunteer carrot back there from last year. We had a couple volunteer plants. This one has not been planted. We are picking up strawberries. That's going to be strawberries once I clean it out and we put those new strawberry plants in. And then, as you can see, our fire yard has grown.
So, I guess I'll show you around the wood yard. You guys get updates on everything. So this stuff is stuff from last year's season to the year. We have a moisture meter so we can check it. We've been using it in the smoker. We've been advertising it as smoker wood. It's not super big. It's only about 10 inches. And it's split down pretty good. So that's the rack that we kind of just decided we're going to keep unless we can sell it. Fresh new wood. So this rack's all been split and cut in the last roughly week. So this was completely empty. This was old seasoned maple that we had for firewood. End of last year, you guys saw that we were trying to start a firewood business, selling firewood. So we have sold pretty much all this. The rest of the stuff's bundled in the deck. But that rack is gone. We started restacking it. The corner over here is mostly oak. We do have a little bit of white oak in the front, but the rest is just oak.
And we sold most of that.
All season from last year. Used to fill up this rack too, so we've sold quite a bit of that stuff as well. This stuff is all new. So this is basically 2 racks put together. I didn't have size for it, but this is all freshly cut and split stuff as well. So it's all been part of the same bundling or the same cutting process as that rack was. We still got quite a bit in the driveway to go. This was stuff we picked up. We had to take the wood to get the rack, so we took the wood and we got the rack, so it worked out.
And that's all seasoned and dried as well.
This has been sitting for a couple of years, so we split a lot of it, pretty much all of it, and threw it back on the rack. We're going to bundle it up, sell it. And then Crystal's got the raspberry bushes.
Yeah. This is a little bit more of the garden here. We got the raspberries, if you remember, we planted last year. They didn't do anything last year. They were really small. They have really taken over this back corner. There's a little bit there. Most of it's up in this front area. Next year, we're going to have to get these potatoes out of here. We're not going to be able to have the tires with the potatoes, which hopefully by next year we won't be using the tires at all. But that's potatoes that are growing right now. This year I was a little bit smarter. I looked up to see what was indeterminate and determined on the potatoes, so we don't just get a small layer at the very bottom. They looked great in here last year, but it was a small layer. So I looked that up this year, so hopefully we get a nice yield out of those tires. And the raspberries, they were flowering. You can kind of see, I'm not seeing berries on there yet, but I don't know if this extreme dry and cold nights and extreme dryness that we've had is interfering with actually getting berries, because the bugs really aren't out either, so they're not pollinating things. So I don't know if we're gonna get raspberries or not.
last little bit is a little bit of maple that we didn't have enough for a bundle. So once I get some more firewood, I can kind of throw in there and make a bundle. That stuff's going to be gone. This pallet will get cut up and burnt. Our compost tumbler, which is full, so we actually need to put some of the compost out and put it to use.
Which we are going to be planting some sweet potatoes and kneading dirt, so we'll probably use that.
And then this is a mix that's all been sitting for at least a year. Stuff like this is applewood. So applewood's been sitting at my buddy's house for years. And I took it off his hand, I split most of it. This is stuff that wasn't split yet. For the most part, the rest of this is maple. It's all been, like I said, been sitting for over a year at this point. And then we do have a little bit of white oak still, and then some oak at the bottom. But for the most part, you see anything like this, this is your applewood. This bark stuff down here is your maple. And then this thicker bark is your oak. But this is all stuff that we can split and bundle. It should be ready to go. We can test it with the moisture once we split it.
So that's just kind of sneak peek at some of the stuff we've been doing. I guess I'll walk you up front and show you the driveway of the wood that's left to deal with. So we still have a pretty good stack of wood up here to deal with. Mike got himself a new toy. Works much better than the old splitter.
So you guys might remember the electric splitter I had that we had put up on the table. It is in there. It's probably going to go to Buddy Dean's house, but we have upgraded. We got a county line 25-ton splitter. It's a tow behind, so it's going to work great, especially once we get on the property and hook it up to the floor. We had to put a log catcher on the side that was aftermarket, about $60. Best $60 you spend. If you're going to spend $1,200 on a splitter, spend an extra $60 and get a catch.
Kind of a little bit of an update of everything going on at the house.
Oh, while we're here, me and Buddy Dean built this. So this is our bundling rack. So you'll stick your logs in here, and then we have shrink wrap that fits through here. You can shrink wrap it and then take it off. As you guys can kind of tell, it looks a little bit different than wood would. So what I did was basically, I can't remember it's a burning technique, I can't remember the name of it, but I took a torch and I burnt it, which is going to help, allegedly, it's going to help seal the wood and keep a lot of that moisture out, because this is all untreated wood. I didn't want any treated wood in the back here, because we do have our food and stuff back here. I didn't want runoff, so I didn't want to go treat it, so we got just regular untreated wood. And through research, I found out if you kind of just torch it and burn it, that kind of seals it and helps protect it, like any kind of stain, like a deck wood or clear coating or whatever. Pretty happy with it.
But yeah, that's your update, kind of a brief update of what's going on over here. We need to do our update video and fill you in as to what all is going on in the family and why we've kind of been absent. Everything's slamming.
Yeah, if it's windy, I apologize. We're trying to keep you guys out of it. That's why I told her let's go back here, but because we're kind of right up against the garage. I was hoping it was kind of blocking some of the wind, but I don't know. But update video will be coming soon. We kind of got a lot of stuff to tell you guys. A lot of life changes, big things, good things hopefully. Been good so far. But we're gonna make that video pretty quick here, and I don't want to drag this on any longer than it already is. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up with the kids playing out there with some RC trucks. Mind you, Autumn is at work, so another life update. But Autumn's gone at work, so she will not be out here currently in the end of this video, but we'll have the boys out here having fun and playing with the RC trucks. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up and go get them. You remember how you wrap videos up?
Be kind. You don't know what anyone's going through. I think that's what I usually say.
Make sure you guys are loving yourselves, your friends, your families, and your neighbors, because everybody needs a little love. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Got Troy driving it around. Landon didn't want to come out, so
I'll wait now.
we got Troy and we got Daddy playing.
Hey, don't want me over.
Daddy says this is too easy. Troy's kind of struggling.
Hey! I need to enjoy.
He's exiting the track. The whole idea of the berm is you don't drive into my garden. If you have to, go lift it and fix it. Well, Troy is making his own track over here.
Hey, I made it so small with such little time. Hey! Hey, pass on. Hey!
See, luckily underneath those tunnels, there's really no issue of plants because there's nothing there. Troy's gonna make it halfway around the track before Dad's gonna make it 6 times.
This is fun.
He's having a grand time crashing into the berms. You're blocking Dad.
Hey, 1 second, buddy. I'm just trying to drive. Hey, I made it straight.
Dad's just gonna back up around the whole track. I think we needed an easier track for Troy.
Hey, darling, can I tell
Hey,
you
I'm
what's
driving
been
you.
on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5.
Don't squeeze on this trigger so hard. The light. Screwing up my brain.
There we go.
See the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real far.
Hey, I did
Let's
that so
get
fast.
out, we can leave this city
He figured it out.
to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday.
Hey,
I kind of purposely put flowers in the center
hey, you gotta get back.
because I figured that was our bumper area of when the kids mess up, at least it's not my fruit and veggies.
Hey, darling, love it when it's me and you on the road with a couple of tunes and a coffee too.
I did the track backwards.
Hey, darling, you know
This
we're gonna
your
have
dude
a
is
really
strong.
good time. Driving in the middle
Or he's talented. Which one is it?
stars are bright. Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday.